Hi, I'm Isabella Allred with The Main Issue, and I'm here with Kathy Wilson, who is the head of the Cullman County Human Trafficking Task Force. Miss Kathy, what interested you to be an advocate for this?
I'm a juvenile probation officer, have been for the last 23 years. And before that, I worked with at-risk kids in the school system. So I've always had a heart and a desire for the at-risk kids. And you will see that at-risk kids are more targets for human trafficking. So my judge, Judge Kim Chaney, and our district attorney, Wilson Blaylock, got together in 2015 and decided that we would start this task force. Our task force was started strictly to raise awareness and to educate people so that they could take action. We are not a rescue, so we're strictly here to raise the awareness and to educate people.
So what is the best way to take action?
The best way to take action is to learn the warning signs for human trafficking victims, because when you're out and about in public, if you see something that just doesn't look right to you, it's probably not right. If you see an older gentleman, perhaps with a younger girl who appears to be very shy, very timid, with no cell phone device, no ID of any kind, then there's something probably not right, because the trafficker takes away the victim's identities.
So what are some ways that we can prevent putting ourselves in dangerous situations as a student?
As a student, be very mindful of your surroundings. Wherever you go, whoever you're with, be very mindful of where you're at and what you're doing. Also, I can't stress enough the fact of cell phones, internet, chat room, gaming systems, all of those things to where you really don't know who you're talking to on the other end of the line. Our judge always has an expression. Back in his day, he would always say it was the man in the van with the candy trying to lure you in. Well, now that man in that van with the candy is in your bedroom, in your palm of your hand, in your living room, on your internet, and that's how they're getting to you, as through the internet.
And that's what most people don't understand. That came as a shock to me.
Very much so. And as a parent, I can't stress enough the fact to monitor your child's cell phone. There is no privacy for a child. Their cell phones should be monitored at all times. And there are apps that manage to hide things, and parents should be well aware of those apps also.
Now, would you say that it's really easy for human traffickers to locate people?
Very easy. Of course, you know, with the use of a cell phone, your location can be tracked. Most teenagers always leave their location services enabled on their phones because they really want people to know where they're at, but don't realize the dangers of that. I also talked to some girls the other day who were in a foster home and explained to them the risk of social media. Most kids don't use Facebook anymore, they use Instagram, but they have followers or friends. And the question that I always ask young people is, do you really have 1,200 friends? Do you really know 1,200 people? And the answer I always get is no. So if you really don't know the person, you shouldn't be friends or follow them on one of the social media sites.
I completely agree, but I bet there are a lot of teenagers out there who just kind of brush this off. But with human trafficking becoming such a major thing in society today, what do you think is the best way to really get this point across?
What I would stress to people is to just be aware, learn the warning signs, learn what to look for. If you're in school and you see a girl who comes to school and all of a sudden she has very nice gifts, expensive gifts, and she tells you that they came from a boyfriend that you perhaps haven't known about, that's generally a warning sign that something's not right, because that's how a trafficker lures victims in, by the lavish gifts, the promise of a better life, I love you like no one else will, and then once they're lured in, then that's when the devastation starts.
So why do you think human trafficking has been so populous now? It's like it used to never be talked about, but now every time you get on social media or you look at the news, it's one of the main headlines.
Human trafficking has always been something that was hidden in the shadows. Today, more than ever, there are more people enslaved in human trafficking than any other time in history. which is prolific if you think about the slavery times in the past. So I think that the main thing that people need to do is stop the demand. If there were no demand, no people to buy, then there would be no demand for a victim.
Exactly. Is there anything else that you would like to leave with us today?
I would like to thank Wallace State for allowing us to do this portion to educate others, and for our partnership that we have with Wallace. Thank you very much.
Thank you.